Okay. Hopefully this works. Good. And we are live. Hope everybody's doing good. I don't see anybody on here yet, but for the people that are watching this after it's been recorded, there we go. See one person. Give it a second. One person is me. Okay, so it's not going live. There we go. Everybody's coming on. Okay, awesome. I was getting a little worried there that we weren't getting anybody. Welcome to the call and or welcome to the webinar. And today we're going to be talking a lot about, we're going to be talking a little bit. It's just going to be a shorter call because I don't have all the setup. Everything's not set up. And I know my Wi-Fi has been a little off today, so I'm a little worried about the stream going bad. Can everybody hear me okay? I was trying to get it maintenance. I was calling down to the company, but they haven't been able to fix it yet. So I kind of moved around to get to the best Wi-Fi spot I could find. So if anybody is on here right now, they can hear me, go ahead and comment and let me know. Actually, I got to go back to chat. There we go. Okay, awesome. So everything's good. So we're going to be talking today's Tuesday. So we're going to be talking a little bit about revealing today, revealing, releasing. And I want to talk about something I don't talk enough about. I think it's probably one of the most important pieces is resistance to feeling good. You know, we do a lot of work. How many of you guys know a lot about revealing? Go ahead and comment in there if you do, or releasing, letting go. These are different names for it. You know, the whole process of welcoming your emotions, your thoughts, and then starting to let them go, break up that connection between the two. Now, what happens is if you guys have seen the scale that I've done in the past, it's apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, pride, courage, acceptance, love, peace. And the whole idea of that scale is it's going heaviest to lightest. Your heaviest emotion when you're really apathetic is apathy. It's heavy, it's numbness, it's shut down. And then grief is sadness, and it's crying out for help. It's looking for somebody to help you. And we've all experienced that. That's when we're crying. It's when we're letting go of attachments to stuff. And then fear, anxiety, doubt, worry. So we're heavily in that stage. And each one of these stages gets a little bit lighter. And then we go wanting or lust or desire, chasing. And then we go apathy, fear, lust, anger. And then that's that lashing out at the world. And then pride, which is win, lose. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to do this. And then courage, win-win. We're all going to do this. Let's make it happen. And then acceptance, where everything starts to calm down and life starts to get really easy. And then love and peace. And that's kind of how the scale we move up and down. Now, we don't go in order. We bounce around on this scale. And most people are somewhere on that scale in their life. Now, if you just heard the scale, where do you think you live on that scale in your life? Where do you think you hang out on your day-to-day basis? Like, you get up in the morning and you go to get your coffee or whatever. Where are you hanging out on that scale? What's your life like? And for a lot of people, they hang out. They could be hanging out in apathy in the morning, or in grief, or maybe they're in courage, or maybe they're in anger. They're pushing through their day. Somebody wrote apathy. Awesome, thank you. And it really is an interesting place, because a lot of people that come to this type of work, they're really stuck in apathy, grief, and fear. I know I was heavily stuck in apathy, grief, and fear. Norman wrote anger, sadness, grief. And that's that lower end of the scale. It's the inward energy. So when I'm in apathy, grief, and fear, I'm typically inward, worrying about my life. When I'm in wanting, anger, and pride, I'm outward, pushing on the world. When I'm up in courage, acceptance, love, peace, I'm kind of more in harmony with the world. I'm in a little bit more of a flow state with the world. So just kind of notice that. And what happens is when we're really down low on the scale, like I was, apathy, grief, and fear, we tend to spend all day trying to let go of our of that apathy, grief, and fear, trying to do releases. Like, can you welcome the apathy? Can you let it go? You know, that kind of stuff. And that's all great. But the bigger problem One of the big problems that people have is they have no relationship to courage, acceptance, love, and peace. And so as you try to let go of apathy, grief, and fear, and you have no relationship and you haven't developed a relationship to courage, acceptance, love, peace, it's like your subconscious mind doesn't know how to move up the scale. It doesn't have an awareness of where you want it to go. And so I want to encourage you guys on this phone call. It's a very simple practice. And I think it's one of the first practices people should do is to start to develop a relationship to these higher emotions. I know all of you have experienced a time in your life when you've experienced courage, acceptance, love, and peace. And courage has a lot of synonyms. You can look up an emotional chart. But a synonym would be courage, alive, alert, adventurous. These are all synonyms for courage. And you've all had times when you felt like that. Or acceptance, openness. Well, acceptance, that openness really goes all the way up to peace. But, allowing things just the way they are. When you're in that accepting state, you're in this allowing state. You're in this, everything is beautiful just the way it is. Nothing needs to change. That's accepting state. And when you're in those states, you really, your whole body starts to relax. You just start to feel better inside. So everybody go into your life and look around and go into your memory, that is, and think about a time you felt these emotions. When did you feel courage? Anybody got that? And can anybody recognize a time when they felt courage? When they felt alive, alert, when they felt full of life, when they felt adventurous? I always get the image of Captain Jack Sparrow swinging across the ship as a sense of adventurous, and there's a sense of freedom in that. Or when I dove out of an airplane skydiving for the first time, that's when I really felt courage. It was really beautiful. I've also felt a lot of acceptance in my life. Acceptance was so much easier to feel for me than courage, even in the beginning. In the beginning, I was very accepting of things, but I didn't have a lot of courage to go step into things. Courage allows you to step into fear, and acceptance allows you to accept it the way it is. So I was better at accepting than I was courage in the beginning, but I also spent a lot of time in apathy, grief, and fear. So we're just kind of playing with the scale a little bit, playing with the emotions, because what revealing really teaches you is emotional intelligence. You're going to develop a lot of emotional intelligence the more you do this. The more you develop emotional intelligence, the better you're going to be at being able to process and let go of all the old, hurtful, painful, sad emotions that have been holding you back. Now let's go to this idea, somebody wrote law of attraction. Owen wrote law of attraction in there. And think about that for a minute, because law of attraction doesn't respond to exactly what you think as much as who you are underneath the surface. Law of attraction responds to what you feel and who you're being. So if I think I have a lot of money, and I feel really heavy and apathetic when I have that thought, because that tells me my subconscious doesn't agree with the thought. Somewhere deep down in my subconscious, my mind's going, no, that's not true. And then I feel heavy. And that heaviness is going to push money away. So law of attraction is responding to how you feel under the surface, not exactly what you think. Now, if you had no resistance under the surface and you felt really good all the time, it would respond to exactly what you think. But if you have a lot of resistance and repressed stories and feelings and sensations going on, it's going to respond more to the feeling that's driving it. So kind of let that set in for a second. So when we understand the emotional relationship, we develop a powerful understanding of what we're actually creating and why we're pushing things away, why we're pulling things in. I want to meet a beautiful girl today, but inside I get anxiety, I get worry, I get doubt, I get fear. And I keep saying, nope, I'm going to meet a beautiful girl. I'm going to meet a beautiful girl. I'm saying that affirmation over and over and over again. And all that affirmation is going to do is amplify the fear, doubt, and worry, therefore pushing all the beautiful girls away. And I'm sure you've all experienced that before. Now, what I want to point out is that's still not a bad thing to do. I think affirmations are amazing when you use them in conjunction with releasing. Because if I keep affirming that I have a beautiful girl in my life, and I keep listening to and paying attention to all the self-doubt and the worry and the shame that comes up around that thought, the guilt or whatever is coming up, the anger, I can start to process that self-doubt, worry, and guilt and shame until it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, until I start to feel really good about the idea of a beautiful girl showing up in my life. And that's when Your nervous system is going to start to respond differently. Your subcommunication is going to change. The way you feel is going to change. But to do that, I'm going to go back to the original point of this video, which is you got to have a good relationship to courage, acceptance, love, and peace. So I want to invite you guys into an idea to go out and remember, search through your memory and find times you have felt courage in your life, acceptance, love, and peace. Find times you have felt these energies in your life and cultivate the neurological sensation in your body so your body knows what you want more of. When Lester Levinson, who was the guy who first started releasing his very first release, before he even did it, he cultivated what it felt like to feel love. He went into his memory to all the memories he could find where he truly, not faking it, but felt love for a friend when he was young or a girl, and that it felt really good to be loving. And he just sat in that memory and he felt it, and he felt it wash over his body. And he felt that love just kind of sort of sit there. And then he asked himself, can I remove the memory and just be left with the love? And he was able to do that. And so then his first release was, can I let go of this anger and replace it with that love that I was just experiencing in my memory? It didn't quite work. It half worked. And that was the amazing part. Because what he experienced was he welcomed the anger. He sat there with the anger. He had this anger towards a doctor. And then he said, can I change that anger to love? And at first his body said no. And then he reasoned with himself inside and he said, is it okay if I just, put that aside for a minute? It's okay if it doesn't work, we'll put it back. He was talking to himself, right? Like, if this doesn't work, I'm going to allow myself to feel, to put it back, the resentment or the anger, excuse me. And then what happened was he got this like clunk or change inside of his chest and his body. And he felt the anger lighten. It went to more of a resentment than an anger, which is like a pushed down, smoldering, lighter anger that's been building up over time. Then he said, can I change that resentment to love? And he did. It went boom, and his chest opened, and he had this love for this doctor. He just got mad at the doctor. It's nothing he'd been bearing for years. But it was a really interesting experience for him because by doing this, he realized you can change your emotional state. You can literally let go of an emotion and change your emotional relationship to a thought. And if you can do that and get your thoughts all really light on an emotional level, then you can create just about anything you want. And that's the core of this idea of releasing, revealing. So I want to, it is easy to say it. And and the interesting thing is that it's easy to say and it's actually easier to do. But Lester had he had a serious illness. And so he was going through a lot of pain. He had a lot of stress in his life. And what I find is when people get a lot of stress in their life, it gets easier and easier to let go because the pain becomes so great. When your life is cruising along, you'll be like, yeah, that's cool. You let a little bit go, let a little bit go, let a little bit go. But you don't do the deep releases often until we get the pain or unless you really want to change. Because you got to be willing to feel what's under the surface. And that's what's so powerful. But let's get back to this point. Can you guys remember a time you felt courage or love or acceptance? Explore your mind. For me, I can think of courage when I got on the plane to jump out of the airplane, and I can remember what that feeling was like, especially the first time I did it. The plane was the size of a VW bug and had little wings and was bouncing along in the air. And I was like, dear God, what am I doing? And it was exciting and nerve wracking and fun and all at the same time. I remember my legs hanging out over the edge and you had to bend down to get in. And I remember thinking, I'm this high up in the air with my legs hanging out of a plane. This is crazy. And I loved every minute of it. And there was a sense of courage in that. My heart expands and I open up at the thought of it. I can remember feeling love. I can remember many times I felt love for my dog. Many of my dogs, actually, I go right to my first dog that I really remember loving was Brandy. And I remember when she passed away, but I remember her just being this sweetheart that was always there for me, or my dog Supernova that just passed away, and how she was with me for 10 years and some of the great walks we had and adventures we'd go on. But that's just a couple examples. There's a lot of people in my life and memories where my heart was just blasted open, seeing something beautiful. And I can sit in those memories and I can just let my heart open now. And then I can just let go of the memory and be left with the feeling. See if you guys can do that. Just welcome a time you felt courage, acceptance, love, or peace. Just feel what that feels like. Remember the memory. Look at the sensations. If you have to, shut your eyes for a second and just be with it and notice what it feels like. See if you can call it back and see if there's any sense you can get a little lighter or you can feel even 1% of it, 2%. You don't have to feel it huge. That's not important. Just a little bit. Just get 1%. Don't look for something magical or huge. Just get 1%, 2%. Just notice what it feels like. And it could be courage, it could be acceptance, it could be love, it could be peace. And so as you guys get something and you're starting to feel it in your body, you're going to feel it in some part of your body. Like for me, love is felt in the chest, and most people, courage might be felt in the stomach, or peace might be felt through the whole body, an opening in the chest and a dropping in the legs. It might be felt all over. You decide how it's felt for you through the experience. And then what I want you guys to do is when you're getting the experience, where you're feeling, you're getting the memory, you're seeing the memory, and then you're getting the experience. Write down what you're feeling and where you're feeling it. Yeah, Aliva, I think is your name there, is what you wrote. Being with a woman you love sexually is wonderful. So see if you can go back and do a specific memory of that. And then what I ultimately want you to do is let go of the memory and see if you can be left with the feeling. And just see, notice you can control the feeling in your body. You have way more control over your body than you guys realize. Acceptance is in the chest and the throat. Nice. Good, Raindrop. Now, take it a step further, Raindrop, and see if you can just let it go and then bring it back up at will without accessing the memory. Just say, can I pull up acceptance? And see if I can feel that in my body right now. And see what that's like. Now, it's interesting because I see what I'm not going to get into that now. I'm going to stick with the idea. We'll come back to that. So, who's experiencing these good feelings? It's interesting. Broken Heart wrote it, and you choose the name Broken Heart. I like the feeling, but I don't want to experience something that isn't going to come back. Why isn't it going to come back? If you can re-experience love, you can bring it back into your life right now, and then you can recreate situations where you re-experience it too. You can experience it over and over and over again in your life. That's the point you don't realize. It's not the situation that creates it. It's a chemical experience in your body that you can call up at will. Broken Heart. That's perfect. If you're Kludgy, if your eyes are watering up, that's a release, and you want that to happen. That's you letting go. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Um, I drop into my heart and acceptance, Olivia. Yeah, that's perfect. I love that I'm seeing some of you guys over and over at night. I've been mostly doing these at 11 a.m. and I'm seeing a whole different crew here. I feel calm. I am. That's perfect. It feels like my mind is clear when bringing back the feelings. That's exactly it, Greg. So, Greg, see if you can drop the memory and just be left with the feeling, and then see if you can call up and relax that feeling at will, up into your body, and then relax it. Like I can open my heart at will. I can relax my heart and close it, and I can open it. And I practice that though. Um, yes, it's possible, Billy Black, to have resistance to welcoming acceptance. And what you want to do is shrink the amount of acceptance you're trying to welcome. Instead of trying to welcome a ton of acceptance, welcome 1%. Just get a little bit, because a little bit's going to compound over time into more and more and more. So just get a little bit. Let's see if you can do that right now. Yeah, shrink down until the resistance relaxes. You're trying to probably welcome too much. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'm gonna grab a little drink of water because I'm starting to get a tickle in my throat. I don't want to cough in your guys' ears. Back. I'm back. Okay, let's see what we got. Um, Rereading Zamperion's chapter on love after my first true love had to leave me told today was giving me a slight shift. Just keep welcoming the love, man. See, I have some weird thoughts about love. I don't. Heartbreak is a sign of insecurity more than, and I get it. So I'm not enlightened, but when you have a broken heart and you chasing somebody, that's a sign of neediness and insecurity inside of you, or a hurt part of you. I don't want to say that, and that's part of you that the breakup allows you to heal and become more loving because of it. If you think and so that's a great opportunity to grow towards your consciousness, your enlightenment, and to use that to grow instead of spending your life hating the woman. I don't ever want to hate anybody I've ever been with. Matter of fact, I welcome all the pain right away, cry it out, feel it fully, let it go, release on it until my heart's blasted back open and I can really appreciate the time we had together. I work towards that as fast as I can because while the wound is fresh, it's the greatest opportunity to experience that love. And then the next time I'm less bothered and less bothered, the more happy in general I become. Um, Tingling around my chest and stomach, perfect, Kadir. This are these bodily sensations. Getting something, but need more safety in my body. Okay, awesome. You guys are doing fantastic. Um, Using my daughter's name. I'm her father. We'll try to change it later. Perfect. Now, Norman wrote, I don't have enough explicit memories of feeling good. I've rephrased that, but memories of pleasant experiences. Either did Lester. Lester had two in his whole life he could remember. And he was 40 some years old. Two experiences of love that he could remember. That's what he started with, Norman. And he completely woke up from that. So if you search through, I guarantee you have memories of experiencing your heart opening. And if not, go out and experience it. Go watch sunsets. Go watch a mother hug a daughter, a son, whatever that moves you, that causes your heart to open, and get those experiences. And then what'll happen is once you get one, you'll probably remember three or four from your past. We have so many memories that are repressed in our past that we don't remember around this stuff. It's kind of funny. But we just kind of put it away. We don't because we're not used to feeling it. We don't focus on working on feeling love every day. We focus on not feeling pain, which by law of attraction creates more pain. How many of you, I'm going to ask you guys right now, how many of you actually practice feeling gratitude, love, appreciation, and joy every day? Like even 1% every day, 2%, just a little bit every day, expand it a little bit. How many of you have a practice of that? That should be your number one practice. Courage, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Why would you constantly focus on stuff that makes you feel more pain? I did that my whole life too. And that's the funny part. I laugh at myself for doing the same thing. Doing stuff that like, I got to work here. I got to struggle here. Life's a struggle. I got to push. And who has time to go out and work on a gratitude journal? And then I realized one day, why am I here if not doing that? I mean, do I just want to spend a life struggling? And that's a big, big change. Okay, so we're gonna do another little exercise. So some of you guys are getting feelings, and you got to keep developing these feelings. And Andre, wow, I just got fixated that love is just a memory of my ex. When you said sunset, etc., I got mainly love memories, like sensitive. Exactly, that's the right idea, Andre. So that's perfect. So we're going to play with something. I got to close this screen briefly, pull something up. Um, Usually I have an assistant on there to help answer your questions too, but I don't think I have one today. Um, Sorry about that, guys. I am going to help you guys now to start remembering these emotions. And we're going to, which emotion do we want to play with? Courage, acceptance, love, or peace? Probably courage, acceptance, or love to start with. We'll start with courage and we'll work our way up. Still got that tickle in my throat. Okay, let me pull you guys back up. Okay, here we go. Now I'm not going to be able to read your comments for a bit, so you guys are going to be writing to each other. What we're going to do is I'm going to welcome synonyms to courage, and I want you to explore your memory, explore your body, and when I say each of these synonyms, I want you to see if you can remember a time you felt this feeling. And remember, these feelings all relate to courage. So let's play with it a little bit. The first one, of course, we've got courage. And so I'm just going to jump through some random ones. We've got a whole list of them here. But remember a time you ever felt able to get things done, able to take action. You feel really able. Capable would be another way of saying it. Just explore that. Did you ever feel capable or able in your life? Do you have any memories of that? Do you know what it feels like in your body? Just kind of sit with that for a second, explore. Did you ever feel adventurous? I love that word. It's one of my favorites. Do you ever feel a sense of adventure, adventurous, having an adventure, being on an adventure? Remember, these are synonyms with courage. This is what it's like to feel courage. How about alert? Have you ever felt alert in your life? Just a sense of aware, present in the moment. How about alive? Have you ever felt fully alive, or even just like I feel alive today? Get up, smell the air. It's beautiful outside. Have you ever felt a sense of assured? Notice what that feels like. How about clarity? Have you ever felt clarity? How about cooperative? You ever work with somebody else and there was a sense of cooperation? You worked as a team, everything was flowing. How about creative? I know everybody at some point has felt creative, so check and see and look for a memory, even from childhood, where you felt creative. Then there's daring. Have you ever felt daring? Again, I'm thinking of a swashbuckler on this one. Daring. How about dynamic? Have you ever felt dynamic or experienced the feeling of being dynamic? Then there's flexible. Have you ever felt flexible? Or how about explorative? Remember a time you might have felt explorative in your body. Notice what that feels like. Have you ever felt giving? You ever felt like you really enjoyed giving to somebody and you were giving? Have you ever been giving by receiving, letting somebody give to you and made them so happy in a sense by receiving you were giving? How about humor? You ever just sit there and laugh and you explore with your friends about stupid stuff and you weren't being politically correct, you were just having a blast? Have you ever taken initiative? So remember, these are synonyms to courage. So just kind of let them rest inside you. Notice what your body feels like when I say these. Then there's non-resistant. Have you ever felt non-resistant? How about open? How about purposeful? Have you ever felt purposeful? Spontaneous or strong? I remember when I used to go to the gym and lift at the strength training gym. There's times I felt really strong. I lift at home now, but I remember that was a lot of fun. I don't know why. I enjoy lifting here too, but there was something about going to the gym with all the other guys. Um, how about willing? And then there's zest. You ever felt zest? So just notice what these feel like in your bodies. Are you guys starting to get an idea of what courage feels like? Um, I just came back to the chat and notice what it feels like. I always feel creative. So there you go. You get an idea. Daring is a good one. There's a lot more of these. Have you ever felt like a god? In meditation, yeah. Um, it's about releasing right now. And you have to understand the basics of releasing to learn to get excited about women again. You have to learn to get excited about your daily life and if you could access these higher emotions, you can use this to access your ability with women better. But no, today's focus isn't on women. Today's focus is a little more on releasing. Um, Have you a book on it? Yeah, we have a it's called Revealing Process Masterclass, Casey, and it's online, and it's a 2 day full days of training that we do on the revealing process and how to do all this stuff. We go through all this stuff and more. Um, Good, good. Now I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to jump all the way up to love, and I want you to see if you guys can relate to love at all and any of the experiences in love. Because if you could do that, and you could start to feel courage and love around women, around dating, around yourself, around your daily life, it's going to change the way you relate to women quite a bit, actually. The happier I get, the less I need women, the more I just love myself and have a great time, the more women chase me, guys. And that's been the truth with every client, every coach, every person I've ever met. Um, Learn to be super happy and free around women and not need them, and then invite them into a powerful life, a confident life. And you're going to be shocked at how many women would love to join you on that ride. And the less you'll need them for validation. Doesn't mean you won't enjoy the validation. You will, but you won't need it to be happy. And that's the important part. A lot of you guys, you get depressed around women and angry at women because you need women to validate you to be happy. And I saw somebody write a comment kind of about how angry they were at women earlier. And that's, if you're angry at women, you're angry at yourself. If you're angry at women and you think women are bitches, then there's something going on with you inside. The same with women when they treat men like that. And I tell women the same thing. There's something going on. Yeah, there's individuals out there that are rude and assholes, individual women and men for sure. And you will draw, if you hate women, you'll draw those women into your life. You'll draw women into your life that will treat you the way you feel. And if you feel like a piece of shit, you'll draw women that'll treat you like a piece of shit. If you're miserable, you'll draw a miserable woman ultimately. Or if you did get a happy one, she's probably not going to stay around, and then you're going to be bitter at her. So either way, you get what you want. So, okay, let's take a look at love and see how that one feels. We'll just do a few of these. I'm not going to do a lot of them, but just kind of check it out here. Love. Okay. Have you ever felt affectionate? Let's get towards it. And this doesn't have to be romantic love. This can just be love in general, love in life, love in getting up in the morning, love in the sunset, love in your affectionate, love in your animal, super affectionate, or an ex-girlfriend that you just got along with so well, or a girlfriend, or anybody. So how about appreciation? Have you ever felt appreciation? Remember a time you might have felt appreciative or experienced appreciation coming from somebody else. Notice what that feels like in your body. Have you ever felt generous? How about gratitude? Gratitude's a great one. It's such a powerful tool. I didn't used to be able to feel gratitude. Now I feel gratitude all the time. I couldn't even relate to a gratitude journal. Now I can just walk outside and I can be grateful for so much stuff. I can be grateful for you guys. I love you guys. How about heartfelt? You ever felt heartfelt? See, it just gets my heart right there. And then there's humility. And let's continue on down the list here. Have you ever had a sense the love list is much smaller because we don't have as many words for the better emotions. How about uplifting? How about gracious? Gracious is a good one. How about vision? You ever had a sense of vision? Seeing with your heart. Think of it that way when we say vision. And then how about warmth? Warmth. Feel any sense of warmth. Now, these are just some examples. Let's try, do this one, complete. Do you ever remember a time feeling complete or holistic? Generous. See, these are just examples of love to help you develop a sense of what love feels like in the body. It's just a feeling, guys. And the endorphins flow and they flow. And if you can learn to activate these feelings at will, you can start getting rid of the heavier or negative emotions that hold you back. When I feel a little sad, I say, can I change some of this sadness to love, even a little bit? Can I welcome some more love in my life? Can I take a walk and see things that are beautiful and welcome some love there and start to, in a sense, convert, like Lester originally did, that sadness to love? But if you have no understanding, conscious understanding or relationship to love, acceptance, peace, courage, How are you supposed to make that transition? You guys are spend all day trying to release, do revealing, but you have no sense of anything lighter in your body because you don't ever go look at it. How are you supposed to develop it? So what I'm going to encourage you guys to do is to spend the next week at least, but preferably like 30 days, trying to feel 1% more courage, acceptance, and love every day. And let compounding interest do the work, because compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. It does magical things. When you allow your body to change over time and you do it a little bit each day, even 1%, the radical shift that can happen in 30 days is miraculous. But when you have to have it all now, you push it away eternally. And that's huge. So, this was the missing piece. And I like the pun there. Nice. Body got activated. Notice that just by thinking about these things, a lot of you could just go right into it. Um, nice. Andre wrote, "Love you, Brian. You're the first reason I felt real gratitude for 1.5 years." I love that, man, because that's what it's about. The more you draw what you are. You guys are like a magnet to the feelings you put out. So as you start to put out love, you'll start to receive love. As you start to put out courage, you'll receive courage. You start to put out, and this doesn't mean and guys get this mistake all the time. They think being nice is loving. That's not always the case. Saying no, setting boundaries, getting calling somebody out on their bullshit can be the most loving thing, because you can have an open heart saying, dude, you're screwing up. We need to talk about this. And that can be the most loving thing versus just telling people what they want to hear. So really learning to feel love in the face of even tense conversation, tense situations, breakups is what's going to make you make life awesome for you. Have you ever had a breakup, like where you love somebody so much, but you guys weren't right for each other? So you broke up in love and you appreciated each other. You just let it go. Like there was anger, there was pissed off, but because it was so clean, there was also love. And in the end, all she remembers is what a great guy you were. Maybe she even introduces you to other girls, or she says, she's like, wants you to have another girl. Or when she sees you, you can see that I haven't seen her in like a year, and you can see how much she misses you. It's a beautiful thing. Why should breakups all suck? Because because sometimes it's easier to break. If we make everything fall apart and destroy it, then it's easier to end a relationship than it is to end it on a good note. Yeah, most men and women can't handle because they haven't learned to handle it. But everybody can ultimately. If everybody develops themselves, they can handle being honest. Radical Honesty is a great book. Read the chapter on anger, learning to be really brutally honest with people. It's this, and honesty is an aphrodisiac, because Anne Perrion talks about it all the time, and it is so true. The more honest you are with women, the more attracted they get. And I don't mean honest like yelling and screaming from anger. I mean like this clear, calm, accepting, honest. Like, this is the way it is. This is what I'm feeling. This is who I am. I want to, whether you want to be single, you want to be in a relationship, what do you want now? Let's just call this out. Let's get real. It puts people on the spot, but then you create a nice container and a space for that, and they really appreciate it. So, not sure what you mean there. I'll call you Magoo. I'm not going to call you Poop Face. Can you speak on some new relationships and nerve and anxiousness? I'm not sure what the overall question is there. I'm on ketones. Congratulations. I'm in ketosis most days of the week. Uh, nope, that's not true, Rich. Ratchet. The moment you tell them what makes you sad or upset, the love is gone because they have a cave woman brain. That is so not true. Not been my experience, buddy. I don't know who you're dating or what you're telling them. Most likely, you're being needy when you do it. You're probably being insecure when you do it, rather than a man. If you're strong and you tell them you're sad and you own it, it actually turns women on. They might even want to have sex with you. And that's been the experience of tons of clients, myself, my coaches. Matter of fact, I'm super honest with women. I do not have a problem telling them I'm sad. I do not have a problem any of that. I can own all of that in front of them. Do not have that experience. Um, Do you have reveals on the money? We're gonna probably create that down the road. We do a little bit of it, I believe, in the revealing process, but don't quote me on that. We were gonna do that this year, but then COVID hit. We're gonna create a whole bunch of series on money, and that may be coming down the road. Uh, but I really want to get centered. I want to move a lot of this back into dating for a lot of you guys that really want dating. Because to me, dating is the ultimate. If you can get really solid with your stories with women, and you can get to where you love and appreciate women just the way they are, and you love and appreciate yourself just the way you are, you're going to draw them with the most amazing women in the world. We're going to create some amazing relationships. Um, let's see. May you talk about mindfulness. Well, mindfulness is simple. The more your mind gets still on the inside, the more you settle down all the polarities in your brain, the attachments and the aversions through stuff like revealing or meditation, and you settle all that down, the more present your mind gets. It expands into the now, which is all the five senses and beyond, instead of being stuck up here thinking all the time. What happens is we take all this energy that should be here and now, and we pull it all into this little world of thought. We pull it out of the frontal lobe into our back, under our brain, and we just spin around inside thinking and worrying. The more you worry about something, the more you create it in your reality. So if you think women are evil, you're going to experience evil women because you're going to go out and sort for them. Just like a woman who's really good at finding a guy who's abusive, she can go to any party, and she'll find she'll go through the whole party and find the girl or the guy that's abusive, that's gonna be physically abusive, if that's what she's unconsciously programmed to find, until she breaks that pattern. You will sort for the woman that will treat you the way you're used to be treated. When I first started dating, I could find a bipolar woman in a crowded party in a second because my mother was bipolar, or is bipolar. And I could easily find bipolar women. And I was drawn to them like sexually and attracted. And I thought all women were crazy. They weren't. It was me, guys. And I don't draw them anymore. I mean, in fact, I'll go the other way when I see them. But I was totally, and that was not women. That was a certain type of woman that I was sorting for unconsciously with my. Your brain can sort at an insane rate, and it can find you exactly what you're most afraid to find. Um. So CBNK8. If the women won't take their masks off, you're probably got a mask on, or something like that. There's something you're doing that's causing the reaction. I would tell a woman the same thing, buddy. If a woman said all the guys around me are manipulating me, how are you creating that? How are you drawing those guys? What are you doing to the guys to pull them into your life? Take a look at yourself. Everything you want is going to be found through a change in your internal state. Um, some of you guys, I've got to slow down here. I can't read all of these. Talking about semen retention, great stuff. If you guys want to do it. What if I worry about women are amazing? What do I draw? If you worry about, like, if you're worried that the women are going to be so amazing, they're not going to like you. I mean, why would you worry about women being amazing? I don't worry about it. I enjoy it. I expect an amazing woman in my life. I expect sweet women, nice women, giving women. And that's what I get. So if you worry implies fear. So that implies you'd be pushing the amazing women away. That's how I see it. Now, I don't know how you really mean that. I'd have to ask you questions directly to answer that fully. Um, how do we get out of the spins when we are sleeping? While you're asleep. So I don't think you're talking about a bad dream. I mean, at that point, you can, I would start work every night writing in a journal for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes before I go to sleep, that I have peaceful dreams, or that I sleep deeply and soundly, because the mind does take the last thing you put in the mind before you go to sleep has a powerful suggestion on your sleep. It might take a week or two for that to kick in, but you'll probably start sleeping better in about a week or two. We used to do that stuff in hypnosis all the time, suggest stuff to the mind right before bed. Right as we were the most tired, write it down in script, in handwriting, longhand, over and over and over again, like 5 minutes. Let's see. Will I find a sexy girl because my mom is sexy? I mean, if that's what you're turned on by, who knows? You might get a woman that's just like your mom. Ryan, how can I put myself first without feeling guilty? How can being a little selfish in life be a win-win? Stop, just let go, release, welcome and release on the guilt, and start welcoming your courage instead. There's no reason to feel guilty for receiving, because by receiving, you're giving. Giving and receiving are synonymous. They're two sides of a coin. You can't have one without the other. So when you're receiving a beautiful woman, if you're giving her a lot of great masculine qualities, she's going to want to give you your feminine qualities. You create a healthy dynamic and grow together. That's nothing but giving. So receiving is a beautiful thing. If I receive if I go out and buy a really nice meal, I'm also taking care of the waiter and the staff that's serving me. So in a sense, I'm giving at the same time. If I receive a really good massage, um, I could be supporting the massage therapist. I could be just making maybe the massage therapist takes pride in her work or his work or whoever you're getting the massage from, and you make them feel really good. You send them referrals. They make more money. Who knows what? So receive and just enjoy life, because the real giving is at the emotional level. The better you feel, the more you spread that feeling throughout consciousness, and it comes back and affects everybody. I could go out and be giving, but be an angry motherfucker and resent everybody that I'm giving to, and that's not going to do anything but come back and harm me and them. It's not really giving; it's taking. Um, I'm giving because I want money, and I was told by a metaphysician that if I go out and I'm giving, that I'll get money. But then I'm resenting my giving, so that's not going to have the same effect. It's all about your emotional state, your unconscious vibration, who you're being while you do the thing you're doing. So saying no can be really giving too, to somebody who is always taking and manipulating. That can be the most giving thing you can do. Okay, guys. You guys are awesome. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this and you got the idea. Practice those emotions, man. Practice playing with different emotions around courage, acceptance, love, and peace. Spend a week doing it, 2 weeks doing it. Get 1% a day, or even 1/100%, because compounding interest happens fast and can radically shift your life. And if you can start to punch a hole in your courage, I can't tell you how many clients come to me that don't have enough courage. And that's why they can't build up the confidence to go change their life. Courage is how you release the lower emotions, is through the application of courage. Courage is how you get comfortable and start to enjoy approaching women. Courage is fun. So if you're not enjoying approaching women, you're not using courage, you're probably forcing yourself out of a have to or need to. That's not the same. If you want to actually enjoy meeting women and approaching women, you got to get to the courage level or above with the idea of approaching them. And a lot of students do. I watch the ones that do. They're the ones that, like, I can't wait to go out and meet a girl today. Oh, she scares me. Oh, that makes me nervous. I can't wait to go talk to her. And they get excited and they run over there or walk over there confidently, whatever, and have a good time. And that's what makes it work. And then giving love away to people, walking around. Hey, what's up, man? Have a beautiful day. How you doing? And that has a powerful effect. Now, I'm not saying I'm like this all the time. I am a lot. And then sometimes I want to pull my energy in a bit, take my time. And other times I open back up. Sam's on here. Great. If any of you guys want to get an emotional, any of you guys want to get one of these emotional scales where Sam, stay on the call, where you can practice these emotions. Who wants one? You can practice reading through the courage, acceptance, love, peace emotions, and remembering times you felt on them, meditating on them. And you guys want one of those? Awesome. Okay, Sam, you have a copy of that, right? Can you give out you have a fearless email, Sam? Can you give out your fearless email, and then all you guys email Sam? He can send you a copy. If you got any questions about the revealing process, you got any questions about any of our programs, either ask Sam. You got anything like that? That's what he's there for. He's one of our coaches. He does a lot with older men that want to live a younger life and want to go out and meet and date. And he's doing work around that this week. Actually, he's got a whole program he's been running around that. Sam is 64, but you would never know it. He travels the world, dates young women more than half his age and younger than him, and has an amazing life. And for you guys that really want to know how it's done. And he went from a guy that was really angry to a guy that's really happy. Definitely ask Sam some questions, okay? He can get you that emotional scale. So do we have your email there, buddy, that we can send? Oh, there it is. I see it. Sam P at thefearlessman.com. Sam P at thefearlessman.com. That's his. Just kind of reading. Every once in a while I have to stop and read you guys. Read what you're writing. but hypnosis does work. If you're super analytical or super in your head, super empathetic, you're gonna have a hard time with it. So you got to learn to get around your own self defense because you're gonna have really strong self defense mechanisms. So you need a really experienced hypnotist to get around your self defense mechanisms, or you got to know how to shut your mind off. And for people like that have built a lot of self defenses, it can be a little more tricky. I'm a hypnotist, by the way, hypnotherapist, master hypnotist. Um, awesome, guys. It was a pleasure doing this call with you guys. And if you guys got any questions, you got Sam there. You can ask him, Sam P at thefearlessman.com. And this Thursday, we're going to be doing another call. It's going to be, I'm not sure what this one's going to be about. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Integrated Man Summit again. And we're going to be interviewing somebody probably, or I'll be just doing a call. Integrated Man Summit's coming up also. That's going to be in December in Miami. Can't wait to do that. Going to have all the coaches there, the whole team. We're going to be just having a great old time. And we're all going to hang out and bond and enjoy the sun, man. And the election will be over, so we can all relax a little bit and get back to our lives, hopefully. So with that said, guys, remember to, if you're just tuning in and you're watching the review of this, remember to like the video if you got any value out of it all. We appreciate it if you like it, share it, put comments in it, that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much it. Remember, guys, only the confident really live. And every one of you, if you really want it, can be truly confident. And I don't mean like faking it till you make it confident. I mean like you can be fully alive, feeling your power, heart open, confident, loving life. So if you want that, stay tuned into the channel, subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff, and we'll get you tons more videos to help you get there. Okay, guys, take care. Have a beautiful day. Oh, there's a girl on here, Amber. Hey, Amber. Olivia, Amber, Olivia. Awesome. I love it when the ladies show up. Take care, everybody.